Why are straight black men so comfortable with dragging black women?
Because a significant percentage of black women suffer from what I call maniac syndrome. Masculine attitudes, disagreeable wanting to be in charge and in control.
Been out with black women or approached black women, and before they even knew me, they said, how many kids you got? How many baby mamas you got?
Black women so angry.
The perception that black women are ugly and undesirable with regards to dating is influenced by various factors such as historical context, social norms, media representation, and personal experiences.
How do I feel about black women? And to answer that, the reason why I don't date them a lot of the times isn't necessarily because of the way that they look. It's because a lot of the behaviors that's championed in that community. Now, with that said, I've dated plenty of black girls before that were feminine and submissive and weren't a headache, but I've dated a lot. I've dealt with a lot that were headaches, and I've come to realize in that culture, unfortunately, it's championed to be strong and independent and not respect male authority in the black community, because a lot of them are fatherless, and since they're fatherless, they don't have that masculine authority to let them know, hey, you need to follow a man's lead. Women, a lot of the times from black communities, unfortunately, grow up in a single mother household where she tells them niggas ain't shit. Then she has a sister that says niggas ain't shit. The music perpetuate niggas ain't shit. And then what ends up happening is they grow up and then they don't have a general respect for men. And then they meet you, and then you get a lot of those toxic traits coming into you because they weren't naturally taught how to be a lady. They were very masculinized since birth because they didn't have a man figure.
You're right. Wait, let me just tell them this. Let me just say this. You're absolutely right. Just really quick, you're right, because I did that, and you got to take self-accountability.
Listening to him speak, his talking points are same as those guys, those black men that go on podcasts and social media to tear black women down. I'm not saying that his claims of having a one-on-one experience with black women are untrue, but there's a possibility of him lifting those talking points from those black men that go on the Red Pillar and Alpha Male and podcasts to tear black women down.
Black women have a problem that most black men are stepping outside of their race, right? Well, fact number one is there's a reason for that. If those men are searching for feminine women, why don't you just implement what they're looking for? Fact number two, what they ended up doing is those of you that are capable and, willing to work and become a successful African American woman. So now let's switch it up. So now we have African American women who are super successful. What's the first thing that they do? They shit on the black man. Now we got stats. Black women are graduating colleges at a higher rate than black men. Black women are more making 30% or whatever the stat is more than black men. And they rave about it instead of saying, I'm going to give back to my community.
And they don't mentor the women below them. And they don't understand that black men don't care about your degree.
Yep.
We don't care about your profession.
Facts.
And now you're by yourself.
Because you're not a partner. And you're operating for yourself.
Black men have done a very bad job at medially representing black women. They always have the most negative things to say about black women. Some of those traits they point out, some black women exhibit those traits. Not all black women, but they put all black women in one box when they go out there to talk about their experiences, their negative experiences with some certain black women. We have the good, the bad, the ugly in all race and gender. Those traits they are complaining about, women of other race also exhibit such traits. Not all, some women. But we don't get to see their men come online all the time to bash them. Men of other race are more protective of their women than black men are protective of black women. Black men are constantly giving people negative perception of black women without even them having a first-hand experience with black women. They are contributing to the already existing stereotypes people have of black women.
The black woman is oppressed by European standards of beauty. Black women spend more money on cosmetics than all other women put together in America. You know why? Because from the plantation to the projects to the penitentiary to the playground, she been told she ugly. And because of that, black women spend disproportionately more money on cosmetics than all other women put together per capita of her population.
As a black woman, especially a dark-skinned black woman, my dating life doesn't look like going after who I want. It's normally settling for who wants me. Because, like, black women are the most undesirable group in the whole world. You ever notice how it's normal for every single racial group to date inside their group? And the black community is the only community I see where a majority of their men bash their own women. And it's like, if other races do want to date us, most of the time they just fetishizing us. But you know what's really crazier? I'm a whisperer, so I don't get the palm color mad. But the most desirable group spends thousands of dollars to look like black women. But somehow, when they change themselves to look like us, they get all the praise. And black women get bashed for looking like it naturally. What? I said what I said.
Speaking of people calling black women ugly, black women are beautiful. They are not ugly. And I think that is a strategy, a business strategy. Black women have been forced to feel less of themselves. They've been forced to not believe in themselves and think they are good enough. They've been forced to think they're not beautiful. Black women are beautiful.
Common knowledge among the ignorant and uneducated and uninformed. First and foremost, I'd like to see this study. I'd like to see some evidence or some proof from this study. Because I'd also like to see the demographics. I'd like to see the locations where people were asked, like, where did they live? Because if you ask people who live in a racist or non-diverse community, of course they're going to say, well, black women are the least desirable. And when somebody says that, you really need to ask, why is that the case? Are they just inherently the least desirable? Well, no, that would be dumb. So there are other factors that play a role in that. At least you would think, right? Because there's a reason for everything. So you have to keep going and digging for knowledge and information and not just accept an answer because, oh, some hypothetical people somewhere said that black women were the least desirable. So yeah, you have to dig a little bit. So let's say that study existed. People say that, and they do say that black women are the least desirable. Okay, fine. But let's break that down as to why. America has spent centuries promoting a standard of beauty that is not black. So they have downplayed, denigrated, and diminished our features for centuries. Only within the last few decades has that started to get some pushback. See, with some of you people, I really don't think you understand how programming works. And this isn't some grand conspiracy. If I want to give people the benefit of the doubt, I mean, you have a dominant majority in this society, so of course they're going to uplift and elevate their own features.
The imposing of Eurocentric beauty standard is a way for some companies to make money off black women. The global beauty standard often prioritize Eurocentric features such as light skin, straight hair, and some certain body types. These standards obviously marginalizes a lot of black women, especially black women that their beauty don't align with these beauty standards. So the strategy here is this. They make you feel less of yourself. They make you believe you're not good enough, you're not beautiful. And then they suggest to you ways you can enhance your beauty by selling those cosmetics to you. So it's a business strategy for them. They bring you down, they bring down your self-esteem, and then they also make you believe that they can help you feel better by selling those things to you. I'm not saying that using cosmetics are bad, no, but you should not depend on it. You should not depend heavily on it. That's what I'm preaching here. And also, I want you to realize that it's also someone's business. People are making money, people are making profit. So when they have a certain beauty standard out there, the people that have it out there are out to make profit. It's all about profit. Capitalism, they really don't care about you. They're ready to go any length to reduce your self-esteem to make profit off it.
Only reason some men don't date black women is intimidated by a strong disposition, inability to be manipulated, and don't approach it because you see through BS the game all the way. I'm a blackitarian, mean I only eat in court, only black women. He bring my seam, Instagram fuel for the body. TikTok, he bring my seam now. It's funny how effortlessly black women are naturally beautiful with or without makeup. You see, a face card never declines when it's a black card.
The reason why those black men that don't date black women don't date black women is not because the problem is with the women, but because the problem is with them. A lot of them are deadbeats. A lot of them are irresponsible. Studies have shown also that black men don't stay in relationship, even with white women.
Interracial divorce rates. This is pretty interesting. A black man and a white woman are 200% more likely to be divorced. An Asian man and a white woman are 59% more likely to be divorced. An Asian woman and a white man are 4% more likely to be divorced. But this is the crown of the study. A white man and a black woman are 44% less likely to get divorced.
And a white woman get married, they're 200% more likely to get divorced.
I know y'all not gonna like this. I know y'all not gonna like this. I know. But this is one of the reasons why I encourage my friends to date more than just black men. From a statistical standpoint, as a black woman, you are incredibly more likely to have a successful marriage and a successful family unit once you expand your horizons. And I get it. I swear I do. I love black men too. But even if every eligible black man married an eligible black woman tomorrow, there'd still be an overwhelmingly amount of single black women left because we outnumber them drastically. Being married is not a goal for me, but if it's a goal for you, go about it just like you would for any other goal. Set yourself up for success and increase your probability of succeeding.
So the problem is obviously with the black man, the black men, not the black women. We've seen the statistics. When a black woman gets into a relationship with a white man, the chances of divorce is less compared to a black man getting in a relationship with a white woman. It's obvious. Black men are intimidated by black women. Black women are go-getters. Not all of them, but majority are go-getters. I'm not saying that black women don't have bad behavior. Not all of them. Some of us, we do have bad behavior. But that does not mean that black men have to generalize and say all black women are this. Not all black women. I'm speaking for the good black women, not the bad ones. Those black men complaining cannot date black women because black women don't even want to date them.
Now, but I love black women. I think they are my preference. But it's harder to it's harder to date them, you know, especially like if you're under 6 foot. I mean, that's a big deal, being over 6 foot. But the, you know, girls from other races, they're like, does he make 3,000 pounds a year? Did he go to Cambridge, Oxford? And if you did that, it's a wrap. They're gonna take you. But you know, I don't think black women generally value the education and that different kind of clout, right?
It's not about black men wanting to date them and getting rejected. It's about black women not giving them that chance, that opportunity. Black women not wanting to date them. That's the case here. Black women can see their BS. Black women know their game. They have zero tolerance for BS. Such black men want to control black women, but the black women are making it impossible, making it difficult. And that's why they are complaining. All their tricks are not working on the black women. They want to be responsible and eat off the black women. But the women are saying, no, we're not here for this. That's why you see them insecure black men go online and say rubbish about black women just to tarnish our image online because they feel defeated.
Why date a black woman? Because she's going to tell you not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Why date a black woman? Because she sees the potential inside of you and she is not your enemy. Why date a black woman? Because she is amazing on the next level and she wants to be with you through the famine season, through the storms. She believes in you. Why date a black woman? Because you might see your vision and no one else understands it, but she does. And she's going around bragging to everyone that you're going to be the next big thing. Why date a black woman? Because God blesses you with her by your side. because she looks around and see the things that you overlook. Why date a black woman? Because she is going to be empathetic to your struggle, things you deal with in this life as a black man. She's going to be someone that comforts you and be by your side through it all.
We are talking about the good black women. We're not talking about the evil, wicked black women. Like I said, we have the good, the bad, and ugly in all race and gender. There was a time we had a black wife effect trend. Let's have a look. Black women are not bad. Black women are not evil the way black men are portraying them on social media, on media. The whole stereotype about black women are not true. It might be true for some women, but not all black women. You can't use one experience, a single experience, and generalize it and say all black women are this. No, black men have to do a better job at protecting their women and stop tearing down their women out of pain, out of frustration, out of the feeling of being defeated. It's not moving the community forward.
The black woman is the most disrespected person in America.
Along with that, it's not the black man. So we get disrespected from the world and our women.
This podcast is the perfect example of black men not being able to contextualize intersectionality and how it affects black women. The reason why Malcolm X said that black women are the most disrespected group of people in America is because he understood that black women don't just experience racism, they experience sexism along with it. The reason why Malcolm X's movement was so powerful and so inspirational is because he validated every black person's lived experience with marginalization in this country. He understood that there are separate forms of oppression that black women go through that black men don't experience. Hence why he said the most disrespected. These podcasters would rather have a gotcha moment so they can get a couple views on TikTok and YouTube. They're not actually interested in productive, collaborative conversations or creating a space where everybody can air their grievances against their oppressors.
And that's being generous and kind about it. Now, let's get to the masculine attributes part of this statement. Any man that opens their mouth to tell me that black women have masculine attributes is instantly showing me their weakness. They're showing me they're soft. They're showing me what they cannot handle. They're showing me their fear. They're showing me their inadequacy. If that is a complaint, in my mind, why should I respect you as a man? And often it's the dudes that claim that they're the most masculine that complain the most. Can some black women have more masculine attributes? Yes, that is not unique to black women. But for you dudes that complain about it, that act like black women are just more masculine, have a seat, child.